everybody, Cody Gilstrap here with River Rock Water Gardens. Just signed a contract on this mini rec pond in Broken Arrow. I'm standing in the intake bay right now. There'll be a little biofall and a waterfall here facing their living room and their kitchen, so they'll have something to see while they're sitting there looking out the windows. Be 4 foot deep, little floating pond, plunge pool type pond. We're gonna have some wall block right through here behind me. They're gonna cap this with some big flagstones, and they'll pull that all the way across this, so it'll have a coping of flagstone that goes right up to the edge of the pond. Be 4 foot deep right there. We'll cut some lights in that. Be really neat. This is a manhole that's 9 feet deep, so we're not going to be digging that deep, and we've got the okay from the city and the HOA and everybody to build around it. We're eventually going to build a raised deck, kind of like we did at Aquascape, to cover that with access to that, so if anybody has to get into it, they can. Behind me here will be their access point. Will be about 4 steps cut into there with some big boulders framing those, with a waterfall right behind them. And then I'm standing in a little bit of section of stream and some falls, and then we'll finally end up in the wetland right in here. So pretty cool project. Excited to get this one started. Hopefully getting the start towards the end of November, first part of December, if the weather holds up for us. So we'll see you soon. Alright, we got our excavation for the pond mostly done. All we got left is to do our little footing for our retaining wall, but it's shaping up pretty neat. We've never gotten to do a project in Broken Arrow before, and it is the easiest digging I've ever done in my life. We were used to rock, and there's, I think we found 2 rocks, Johnny? Yeah. 2 rocks, but like I said, we got a big boulder gonna sit right there, and we've got to dig our trench out for our footing for our wall block that's going to come around this way here. It's going to wrap around that. So we'll do that tomorrow and get our intake dug and get our liner in here, so we can start rocking away on this thing pretty soon. But there's a biofall going to go right there, so there'll be a waterfall, so our plumbing's going to come out of our intake and go around. And this will be our wetland right here. So we got a lot more shaping up to do on it, but we've got all this out of the pond. Probably have to haul some of this off, but pretty excited how this one's turning out. It's going to be a pretty stinking cool pond, so excited to get it done and show you guys what we can do. Hey, we're back at it again out here at Broken Arrow. Yesterday we got the pond dug out. Today we're going to get the intake dug out and get our footing dug for our wall block that's going to go in right in here. Across there, have a nice neat shape. So we'll get that dug out today so we can get the liner and the rock pad and everything in. And we're kind of having to drag our feet a little bit because our stone is held up. Trucks broke down and some other stuff with our stone guys, so we're not moving as fast as we'd like to on this one, but we're getting there. As soon as we get the rock, we'll have it all ready and get this thing knocked out. Oh. Alright, so we got the intake bay is dug out. It's ready for liner and knuckle blocks. So the pump vault will go right in there. We still got to dig out for the boot for it. The guys that have started working on our footing that we're going to put in for our wall block. That's going to go on this wall right here. So we'll start excavating this out, and so we can put a nice base in there for our block. Once we get the liner in, we'll put our pressure run base down on there and have a nice solid place to start. Alright, so we're knocking it out today. We shutting her down for the weekend. We're gonna come back Monday and hit it hard. Kind of had to move a little slow. Got a little standstill with our stone. So we've been doing what we can. But I'll stop yakking, showing you my face and show you. So we got our intake bay blocks set. Our pump vault is set, our pump is set, so we're ready to do the bulkhead and plumbing. We started our wall block. That's going to come up to right there. So another 4 or 5 courses on there. It's going to make a real sharp, hard bend around this corner, kind of around this post, and die into a big boulder that frames a set of stairs right there. So we got a big boulder going to sit right here. Actually, 2 or 3 outcropping stones sit right there for all of this wall to tie into. So pretty stoked to get that done. That's going to look awesome. We got a few lights to cut in there too, but we got our berm ready to roll for our wetland. So once we get the pond pretty well knocked out, we'll come back up here, dig our wetland, and get all that tied in. And then I'm actually standing on the berm for the biofall, so there'll be a waterfall right in this area here, facing the living room, and the kitchen island is straight through that door too. So while she's at the sink and cooking, they can see the waterfall running right here. So pretty killer, pretty cool. All right, we'll see you later. Okay, we're slowly but surely getting this block wall done. We're finally up to the layer where we're going to start putting our lights in. We got some boulders set to cut in the block around them. So I'm going to flip this around. I don't know if you can hear that anyways. So we got some boulders set. There'll be another boulder sitting right there, but we had to get the wall built up that high before we could set it. And then we're going to cut in, take a hole saw and cut in for our lights. We'll have 3 lights, maybe 4 lights cut into this wall, all shining this way, and then they all go around and die into that boulder. And then that boulder will be, this is where our staircase is going to be. Another boulder over here. So love that rock. It's a gorgeous rock. Whoa. These two are going to look pretty cool together, and then we'll have another capstone there. And then we're going to go up 2 more blocks high here above this one, and then we'll have another 3-inch block that kind of coats it, and then that flagstone will come out over the top of it, so it'll have a really cool look to it. And the guys got the plumbing in today. We're having to work around the irrigation and stuff. We got this ready for our flex pipe to come in. We're tying into their main line here, which we got to continue that back out to finish the irrigation, but then we're going to pull it over here so we can put an auto fill in. But this is where we bulkhead through the liner. It's all set, watertight junction there. So slowly but surely we're getting this done, and as soon as we get rock, this thing will really start coming alive, so stay tuned. Hey, we got this block wall to the point where we need to start thinking about putting lights in. I'm going to show you guys how we do that real quick. So this is a 3-watt light from Aquascape. This is a piece of 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC. And what we'll do is we'll take this core drill and that big bit, and we'll drill a hole right here. It'll be a perfect hole for that pipe to sleeve into there. And then we'll have this swing arm pipe, this irrigation pipe that comes in the back that we use as a conduit pipe to be able to pull lights, wires in and out in case one of these ever goes out, because they're going to have a couple more layers of block on top of this, and then they're going to have a flagstone patio built on top of that, so we won't have access to run a new wire if a light ever goes out or needs changed out for some reason. So this is a simple way to do that, so that conduit will just lay in the bedding for the flagstone and stick up out of the liner over here and be hid nice and neat. But we'll get going on this, just showing you how we Join River over here making jokes, trying to trick me. Said they put the check valve in backwards, but this is our intake plumbing that they've got glued together. So that's what actually sits inside of our pump vault. That's the suction head that keeps debris, larger debris, from getting in the pump and messing it up. That's our check valve. So if we ever have to shut the system off, all the water out of our biofalls and wetlands won't drain back down into the pond and flood it. So they're getting ready to put that down in here and glue it into our intake pipe, and we'll be buttoned up with the plumbing. We're going to get back at it today, getting some more rock pad down so we can start our way around that shelf and start setting our frame rocks for our waterfall. Right in there, we'll get the intake bay finished rocked in today, right across the front of it, and start down in this lower shelf too, and then we'll move the machine over and start in that corner and start coming back around. Also, we might try to get our steps set today over there. They're sitting out front, ready to roll. So I'm gonna put this down and get to it. Whoa, I'll hop down in here, show you guys what we got going. So we got our steps right here going in. We still got another boulder to set right there on the corner of these steps right here. We get one more boulder in there, and then this side's pretty well done until we start working up into the wetland. We'll cut in another shelf right there for a shallow stream and a walkway across over to this area, and then we'll build our waterfalls up on top of the wetland there. And then we'll rock around in here. We'll get some more boulder set for the waterfall. It's going to be right up in there. And then we got just a little bit to finish in here, but we got a lot done. Intake bay is pretty well knocked out, besides the edging. That's all we lack on the intake bay. Got a really cool set of steps chalked in today. Got this cool rock in here. Broke around and set around that, and all that's going to be that flagstone, like I said. So that flagstone is going to come all the way out into here and then curl around. Ooh, sorry, that fell in the hole. Curl around into the staircase right in here. Tar pit, we're shutting down for the weekend, and I actually have to go to Aquascape for an advanced training with Ed Ballou. So I will be up there, and we'll come back and knock this thing out. I absolutely love how this one turned out. This waterfall behind me with the stepping stone there. That water splits around it. And these set of falls here, absolutely perfect for them to sit inside their house year round, even in the wintertime, and enjoy these waterfalls and all this water right off their back patio. So, hope you guys enjoy it.